Hello everyone, this is Marina from Soul on the Raw, and today is a continuation of a wonderful series about essential nutrients on a vegan diet. So last week we covered omega-3s, so go ahead and watch that. It's going to be linked in the playlist. And this week we are covering zinc vegan sources. So it's fairly easy to get all the zinc that you need on a vegan diet. However, zinc doesn't absorb very well. So I wanted to share with you mainly food sources, but also strategies to get zinc vegan sources absorbed a lot better in your body. Now, animal sources that have a lot of zinc, and many of them do, come as a package deal. So I kind of mentioned this with omega-3s and fish last week about how a lot of people eat fish to get their omega-3s, but it's a package. So even though things like pork have a lot of zinc, you're also getting a lot of fat, a lot of cholesterol, and just things that are not very good for your health. So if you can get these things from plant sources, that is the best way to go, because that package is a lot nicer. It has bows and flowers and just good things for you. It's got things like fiber and other nutrients that you really need. So it's a really good idea to turn to plant zinc vegan sources for your health. So zinc is pretty important. It is involved mainly in your immune system and in wound healing. And it's also involved in a lot of reactions in your body. So it's in charge of a lot of processes that occur in your body, and it's a trace mineral, so that means you only need a very small amount every day. So great sources of zinc include legumes, nuts, and seeds, and the full detailed list is going to be on my blog, and just this entire blog post with all the information that you can check out is on my blog. It's going to be linked up here and in the description. Now, because of the low rate of absorption, some experts have recommended for plant-based eaters to have 50% more zinc than non-plant-based eaters. And it's not something you should worry about. You're not taking a zinc supplement. You're actually getting this from your food. So it's just something to be mindful of the kinds of foods that you're eating every day. So the most important thing that I really want to share with you is how you can increase the bioavailability of zinc vegan sources in your body. And that's because, as I mentioned, when you're getting zinc from plants, it's less well absorbed than from the animal sources, but it's still preferable. So there's a lot of nice little tricks to do this, and they're very, very simple. The first few, and my favorite, because I do this all the time and it works for so many different nutrients, so it's great, is soaking and even sprouting your grains and your beans and your nuts and your seeds. In addition, fermenting your foods also increases zinc absorption. So if you consume things like tempeh or miso, or if you ferment your own foods, some people ferment legumes. That's, I think, a practice in the Japanese culture, like natto, which, I am not eating that because my good friend Yuri, who I've actually done a video with, you can check it out up here, she's Japanese, and I came over to her house the other day and she ate natto, and I know it's really good for you, and it actually smelled really good too. So I was like, oh, this is great. And then she started to mix it, because that's what you're supposed to do, and it became like snot texture. I'm not very, very picky, but I just don't do well with snot. I'm sorry, just no. But if you can, you should eat that. And if you cannot, like me, you can stick to miso and tempeh. And in addition, this is my favorite trick because it has been shared by Dr. Greger, and it works with several nutrients as well, in addition to zinc, is adding Allium family vegetables to your whole grains and your beans. So these are things like onion and garlic and chives and scallions, etc. And this is really cool because it has been shown to increase the absorbability of zinc by 50%. So you know how I said you should have 50% more zinc. With this strategy, you don't really need to. So it's a really great one. And just as an example, I have a wonderful vegan lasagna recipe that you can try that has both legumes and Allium family vegetables. So I'm going to link that for you up here. But just so you can see how easy it is to really incorporate zinc with onions, for example, into your diet. Last thing I want to share with you, and I'm not going to go too in depth about this because you can read all about it on the blog. It's very interesting, especially to like nutrition nerds, which I know not all of you are, but I honestly wrote it out really simply, is an issue on phytic acid. And phytic acid is considered an anti-nutrient, and this is why a lot of like people in the paleo community don't eat legumes, because they have a lot of phytic acid. And what is an anti-nutrient? An anti-nutrient is something that binds to nutrients in your digestive system and doesn't let them get absorbed. So that's what happens with zinc, but there are ways to deal with this, like I've mentioned a minute ago. And you can read all about phytic acid and why it's actually really good for you and what you should do about it on the blog. So again, linked up here and in the description. So I lied. There's one more thing I want to share with you, and that is a really, really cool blood test that I recently discovered. This wonderful company actually wrote to me and wanted to share it with all of you. And this is a wonderful vegan blood test that is like a panel that's really good for vegans. So it actually measures zinc as well. So if you want to get that, because you love blood tests, and you know how much I love blood tests. I mean, if you know me, you know I love blood tests. Anyway, that's a side note. I think we should all be getting blood tests. I think it's really important. But if you want to get that, they're actually offering 25% to all of you lovely people if you call in and mention me. So I will leave their phone number and all of those good details below, as well as a link to the test so you can see what it measures. So that's it for today, our little chat on zinc vegan sources, and I will definitely link the full blog post so you can check that out. If you've loved this video, I would really appreciate if you give it a thumbs up, if you comment below and let me know what is your favorite zinc vegan source, and if you've learned anything new today, because I can tell you that I have, writing this awesome blog post and making this awesome video. And also be sure to share this with family and friends who really need to know this information, which I think we all do because it's so vital to our health, you know. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week, and we will be continuing the series after a little recipe pause, but it will be back. Bye!